Looks like today we're going to finally give one of our last episodes probably on the root cellar, other than a final I guess video we'll do in the summer to show the temperatures. So we're actually in the process today of being able to bury the root cellar. But before we get to the root cellar burial, there's several other things that we had to accomplish, and we'd like to take you through those today, and then we'll go through the final steps of what we're going to do to bury it. So right down here you can look and see the sidewalk itself has got quite a bit of dirt and debris and other stuff like that on it. Well, up until yesterday we didn't have these nice, I guess some people call it a decorative metal border. It just depends on how you want to look at it. Couldn't come up with a unique way to block this because the pipes run directly next to the sidewalk, which is what we wanted. So we decided that we would actually get one of the local machine shops to get some stainless steel for us. They bent the top at a 15-degree angle in to help hold it back, and I think the sheets themselves were for this sheet it was 9 inches tall, so we were able to sink it in the ground. And I mean, from a stability standpoint, this isn't going anywhere. We've already backfilled it with a little dirt, and then we've also thrown some sheep manure, and then this is going to hopefully be a nice little decorative add-on to our the entryway to our root cellar. You can see we've still got a little bit more to do over here, but it's looking good. Then you can see over here on this side our mountain of rock. So you probably saw our video on picking up rocks in the pasture. There's other parts in our property that was really rocky, and we were able to secure some really nice large rocks so we could actually landscape back with. And I just want to share with those. So we started off with the rock being out in front of the root cellar, and now it's stair step back in probably close to 12 inches. So when you're doing any kind of block, make sure you're actually not only putting weight on, because what we have here is we have blocks that are coming across this way, so I'll describe that, and we also have blocks that are going in long ways. So these long blocks that go back in, we backfill dirt. That puts the pressure on the top, and it helps secure tying that in. I don't want to claim to anybody here that I'm a professional that lays landscape block and other things like that, but I've laid my fair share in my life, probably more than 90% of you that are watching this. So the tips that I'm telling you here are things you need to look up and investigate, because that's what makes all the difference. If not, that's how walls collapse. Okay, and what we tried to do here is some of the decorative blocks. So we had some stuff in the back with a little bit of moss and some lichen, and we wanted some of that to add a little character to it. Next, we'll talk about this piece up top here on the root cellar. We'll go show a more descriptive preview of that. But we've got the initial lip that sticks out over. And we want that lip to stick out over to give a little cover for the doorway, the entryway. Now we'll go up top and we'll talk about what that looks like. So this is the piece right here that you saw from the bottom. And again, we're using the same techniques that you'd use for landscaping and or making some stiffeners to help support. So what we have here is we've got a 10-foot long piece of stainless steel. This front area here, the majority of this will always be exposed till probably about right in here. And this stainless steel is reflective, so the camera may go in and out, but over in this area here, there's a good chance that this is going to be buried because we're going to be further out. But I wanted to make sure I went long enough, because right down there is our block, and I've got to pull that block up to a higher level yet to make sure we get enough to secure the most amount of dirt around the root cellar that we possibly can, without having to build a small another structural wall or anything like that came off, choosing to use decorative block. So there's that, and then you can see back here I had them weld a 3-foot kicker on. So this kicker, we've got a total of 4 of those. So as we pile dirt onto here with this elbow, it's going to prevent, as we're putting dirt over here on this side, this load of dirt on this side, because it's going to be at a little bit of an angle, it's going to be sloped up, because this is only 6 inches high and we want to get to 18 inches high, is going to have a little bit of a doming effect. So there's going to be 2 to 3 times as much weight on this end, which will prevent that from slipping off. So this piece here will not be attached to this foam structure. It is going to be just freestanding, like I said, but the dirt with these cleats will hold it in place. And then over here, because we are going to be tied into our rock, just had them weld a little kicker on here, so then that way it'll catch the dirt, so it won't fall over onto our decorative area. And then if you look on top here, we've got the whole thing covered in foam. So we actually have an aggregate coverage area anywhere from 3 to 4 inches. So our mean coverage of foam is 3.5 inches. So we are feeling great. We've got 3.5 inches of foam. It's going to simulate, I believe, about 15 inches of dirt. And then we're going to go ahead and put 18 inches of dirt on. So when that's all said and done, you know, we're going to have more than 3 feet of dirt simulated as far as from an R factor on top of the root cellar. And then we'll take you through what we're going to do final to protect all this fresh dirt, because we do have some rain and other stuff like that coming in the area potentially as early as this afternoon. So we don't want to have, you know, mudslides everywhere coming off of our root cellar, because there's chances it may be fairly steep, because that is all the dirt we have to put on top. And I have no idea. I'm not going to measure it up to look at quantities. I just know that my kids have been loving it. You can see the shovels up here. My kids come out here almost every day and play, so they're going to be pretty well distraught, I guess, after we cover this up and do the final pieces. You can see we've got 2 bales of hay, because we're probably going to cover it with that and just give it a nice top coating. But stay with us. We'll take you through the final covering, and if we come into any problems along the way, we'll make sure we share them, so that way you don't have to have any problems if you're doing the same build. Thanks. So when I was talking in the blocking area about bringing rocks back, you can look and see there's the size of my foot, which is right at about 12 inches. This rock here is just over 3 feet. And I'll show you how we tie those back in. So you can see this is an example. So the wall itself extends all the way out to here, but it ties back in further into, you know, the structural mass of the dirt. But that then compresses down as you put more dirt on top. That presses down and then puts pressure on the whole block. So I just wanted to explain that a little further. Okay, you can look and see here. You can probably see we've arched cattle panels over the entryway. And if you look down on the door, and you can probably see with my shadow, the whole door right now is covered in a grid pattern with these cattle panels. It's not even 9 o'clock in the morning, and the sun comes up basically in the summertime right where this door is facing. So we're only going to see or have on this face of the door maybe an hour's worth of sun maximum during the morning time. And again, that is a fully insulated door. So we're not worried between that and then the green foliage that we're going to grow over the top of these cattle panels is going to be another feature that we use to help give us the green, not only green as far as foliage, but green to reduce the temperature. That greenery, it's just amazing what it'll do for taking down the temperature as it shades. So that's another part that we're working on today, and probably within the next 30 minutes we're going to start moving dirt. see that we've got a layer of plastic on this while it's being covered. And what I decided is this side here is where the majority of our water is going to run to, and I don't necessarily have great drainage coming off yet. So that's why I decided to run the plastic here to push it further enough away from the building. So hopefully that will give us the opportunity to not have any problems with drainage on this side. But again, we've got the drains installed. I'm just trying to think ahead of things that it's going to take me a little bit of time to get to, possibly for a final drainage ray on this side. So we've got some gentle rain just starting to come down, and you can see right here, I'll walk around, the root cellar is covered. Our neighbor came over, Josh, and helped us out with his backhoe. Did the whole job in 2.5 hours. Would have taken me a lot longer than that. And you can see we've even got a big bale of hay up on top. And we are getting ready to start haying this whole area, because we want to prevent any erosion from happening, and we're going to do it real quick. So hopefully if you saw that one video where we tore down a hay bale in 15 minutes, that's what we're shooting for here. So thanks again for well, we'll show you when it's done. Okay, we're back. Here you go. You can look and see from the front. So we've got the cattle panels, we've got the hay all around. You can see the rocks, you can see how we landscape the entryway going in. So pretty much, you know, a little bit other things, we're done. I'm trying to hold the camera down right now because it's raining on me, and I don't want to, you know, to get the lens all dirty. Not necessarily dirty, but full of water so you can't see water spots. But that's it. Landscaped as far as with hay to try to prevent the erosion. And we'll keep a close eye on temperature, and we'll take one last video probably in the middle of the summer sharing what temperature we're able to achieve. We ended up putting real close to 18 inches of dirt on the whole top. We've got about 6 inches worth of fluffed hay, so probably end up 2 to 3 inches when it's all said and done, compressed. And everything worked out real well. Josh came over, and he's great with that backhoe, a skill that I don't have, and he did the whole thing in 2.5 hours. So appreciate him coming. Got any questions, you know, please feel free to write them in the bottom. I want to say thanks for everybody that's watched this whole series along the way. And hopefully this has given you the confidence to tackle a huge project at your house. And it's just been wonderful. So thanks again. Please subscribe and share with others. Shalom.